Presents Boston Red Sox Replay 2004. Tonight, Friday, May 7th, 2004. It's the 16-12 Boston Red Sox against the 13-13 Kansas City Royals from Fenway Park. 13-13 for Kansas City. They only won 54 in real life. They're way over their head. Anyway, it's a beautiful night for baseball here in Boston. 64 degrees. Winds in from left center at 15. And we have a matchup between the recently retired Jeremy Affeldt, who was a starter for Kansas City in 04, against Tim Wakefield. Timmy is 1-2 on the year, was thrown out of his last game, has a 7.15 ERA, 22 innings, 30 hits, 4 homers, 9 walks, and 14 strikeouts. And here's the lineup he'll face. Angel Baroja, the shortstop, will lead off. Carlos Beltran is in center, batting second. Sweeney is the DH, batting third. Juan Gonzalez, I believe, is in right field, batting fourth. Matt Stairs, the left fielder, bats fifth. Joe Randa, the third baseman, bats sixth. Ken Harvey, only because I just looked it up, bats seventh and plays first. Benito Santiago, is that right, is the catcher, batting eighth. And Desi Relaford, the second baseman, bats ninth. And anyone I get wrong on that list, you'll see when they pop up. The defense around Tim Wakefield this evening: Manny Ramirez in left, Johnny Damon in center, Gabe Kapler is in right, Bill Miller at third, Pokey Reese at short, Mark Bellhorn at second, Kevin Millar is at first, with Doug Mirabelli catching the knuckler, Timmy Wakefield. So let's get ready to go. It's a beautiful night. Baroja at 268, no homers and 6 RBI. First to 3 here from Fenway. Red Sox took 2 out of 3 in real life. Pitch from Wakefield is a ground ball to second. Bellhorn throws it over for the first out. And that'll bring up Carlos Beltran. Carlos, in partial year, only had 266 at-bats with the Royals. So I wonder if he was traded. Anyway, hitting .296, one of the reasons why they aren't playing so well. 9 homers and 24 RBI. If you're wondering, old friend Tony Pena is in the dugout for Kansas City. And in 2003, this was a .500 team. Pitch from Tim. Got him! 1-2. Strike 3 called. So 2 out. A rare fastball from Timmy. And that'll bring up Mike Sweeney. Sweeney at .333. 3 homers and 14 RBI. Pitch from Tim. He draws the walk. Ball 4. So not a great start for Wakefield pitch-wise. It is Juan Gonzalez. I got that right. 1 at .337. 2 homers and 16 RBI. Here's the pitch. Here's a chopper to first. Millar will throw it to Wakefield, covering, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 1/2 of 1 inning. It is no score, or there is no score. English is my 10th language, I think, even though I've spoken it all my life. Here's the lineup that Jeremy Affeldt will face for Kansas City. Here's how the Sox line up. Johnny Damon leads off as normal. Mark Bellhorn back to the number 2 hole. David Ortiz bats third. He's your DH. Manny Ramirez bats fourth. Kevin Millar bats fifth. Gabe Kapler batting sixth. Doug Mirabelli batting seventh. Bill Miller batting eighth, so Bellhorn is still up at second. And Pokey Reese will bat ninth. Wakefield should go 110 pitches through 22 in the first. The defense around Jeremy: Matt Stairs in left, average all the way around. Carlos Beltran in center, above average arm, above average range. Juan Gonzalez in right, Juan above average arm and below average range. Harvey is at first, decent defender. Desi Relaford at second, decent defender. Angel Baroja at short, decent defender. Joe Randa at third, very good at third base, above average range and a good fielding percentage. And Benito Santiago, still a below average catcher defensively, but a very good veteran presence. Affeldt spent most of the year in the pen. In fact, he would save 13 games for Kansas City. Gets the start tonight. .421 ERA with a 1-2 record. 25 innings, 32 hits. He has allowed 1 homer. He has walked 16 and struck out 12. And if all goes well, he'll throw about 100 pitches. So with all that, here's Johnny Damon. Johnny at .327, 3 homers and 13 RBI. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to first. Harvey flips it over to Affeldt, 1 out. Affeldt, of course, would spend a number of years with San Francisco and would be part of at least 2 of their World Series teams in the last few years. He just retired at the end of the 2015 season. So kudos to him for a great career. Speaking of good careers, here's Mark Bellhorn. Mark at 239, 3 homers and 13 RBI. And he swings and misses strike 3. What else is new? On a 2-2 pitch. So the first strikeout for Affeldt. 2 out for David Ortiz. Ortiz at 296 now. 10 homers and 34 RBI. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to right center. Back goes Gonzalez, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 1, no score. So Tim Wakefield will face Matt Stairs, Joe Randa, and Ken Harvey here in the second. Stairs at 219, 3 homers and 9 RBI. Here's the pitch from Wakefield, ball 4. Stairs no threat to steal. And not what Wakefield wanted. He was walked 2 now in just an inning. Joe Randa at 302, 3 homers and 14 RBI. Pitch from Wakefield, ground ball to short. Reese flips it to Bellhorn for 1, over to Millar, call it 2. So 2 outs on the best friend, and Wakefield breathes a sigh of relief. And I'll bring up Ken Harvey. Ken at 284 on the cyber season with 2 homers and 10 RBI. Pitch from Wakefield, line drive to center. There's Damon, and that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. A double play helps out the Sox after 1.5. Kansas City nothing, Boston nothing. Jeremy Affeldt will face Manny Ramirez, Kevin Millar, and Gabe Kapler here in the second. Manny at 255, 7 homers and 24 RBI. Here's the pitch. Got him. Swung on and missed on an 0-2 changeup. So that's the second strikeout for Affeldt. And that'll bring up Millar. Kevin at 239, 3 homers and 11 RBI. As a team, the Sox are hitting 20 points below their real-life number. They're hitting 262. And I believe they hit 285. I think maybe it was even 288. Pitch to Millar, and he goes down by a strikeout. Swung on and missed strike 3. So 3 now for Affeldt. Now bring up Kapler. Mirabelli is on deck if Kapler should reach. Kapler at 143, no homers and 3 RBI. Here's the pitch. Line drive to right center. Gonzalez goes back to make the catch and retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 2. It's Kansas City nothing, Boston nothing. And it is Benito Santiago. I was right with sporting that retro late 80s San Diego Padres cap. Desi Relaford and Angel Baroja will bat following Santiago. Benito at 325, 2 homers and 7 RBI. Pitch to Benny, line drive right to Miller for the out. So 1 out. And I'll bring up Desi Relaford. Desi at 214 in limited action, no homers and 8 RBI. Pitch from Tim is a ground ball to second. Bellhorn throws it over, 2 out. So even though there's not been a hit by either team, it takes Tim Wakefield 41 pitches to get through the lineup the first time. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. Angel Baroja is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Drops 1 down. Wakefield covers, throws it over to Millar, not in time. So it's a base hit. First hit of the ball game is on a bunt. And silly me for not looking to see what the bunt rating was. So I'm sure that would draw some boos. That's not very good baseball etiquette, but what the hell. Carlos Beltran struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. There's a line drive base hit. Into the gap in right center. Beltran is on with a single. Baroja's on second. And they'll bring up the captain, Mike Sweeney, who walked his first time up. 2 outs into third. No score. Kansas City and Boston. Here's the pitch to Sweeney. There's a ground ball to short. Reese flips it over, and that retires the side. No runs on 2 hits and no errors. After 2.5, it's no score. So Affeldt has retired the side in order both innings so far because we get the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Mirabelli, Bill Miller, and Pokey Reese. Mirabelli, 182 on the year, no homers and 1 RBI. Here's the pitch. Fly ball deep to left. Back goes Stairs. He'll turn and watch it go. A solo shot for Mirabelli as I do my best Bobby Brady impression. How? Excuse me. About that. Wow. That one went right down the line and into the screen, and the Commodore 64 says that one traveled 311 feet. Commodore 64. So easy, so awesome, so ready for you on the internet. So that changes the score. 1-0 Boston, and here's Bill Miller at 193, 2 homers and 10 RBI. Miller hits a high fly ball to left, stares is back to the wall. This one stays in the park, and he makes the catch. 1 out for Reese, Pokey at 198, no homers and 7 RBI. Affeldt's delivery, ground ball to Baroa, throws it over to Harvey, 2 out. Gonna bring up Johnny Damon, who's 0 for 1. So it takes Affeldt 41 pitches to get through the lineup the first time. And it is on the wrong end of a 1-0 score with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Damon draws a walk and will not try to steal. So a fastball, full count fastball. Damon checked to swing, and I'll bring up Bellhorn, who struck out for the 31st time of the year, his first time up. Believe it or not, that's below his ratio. He struck out 177 times on the real season. Affeldt throws into first. Damon's back, and now we'll go. Here goes Damon, 70% chance, not in time. So the 6th stolen base of the year for Johnny Damon, and the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position and an 0-1 count to Bellhorn. Affeldt delivers, ground ball to third. Randa throws it over in time. Not before the Red Sox get a run on 1 hit and no errors. We played 3. It's Boston 1, Kansas City 0. So Wakefield will face Juan Gonzalez, Matt Stairs, and Joe Randa here in the 4th. Juan Gon is 0 for 1 tonight. Here's the pitch from Wakefield, right back to him. He throws it over Millar, 1 out. Here's Stairs at 219. Oh, he walked his first time up. So he's still at 219. 3 homers and 9 RBI. Wakefield delivers. Got him! A knuckler at the knees. He got past Mirabelli, but he made the tag, and there's 2 out. That's the 2nd strikeout for Timmy. 53 pitches into his effort, 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Joe Randa now will bat, and he's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive right center. Back goes Kapler, and he'll turn and watch it go. Randa put that one very deep and into the bullpens. So that's the 4th for the Joker. I don't remember him being called that. And the Commodore 64 says that one traveled 390 feet. And we are tied at 1. Here's Ken Harvey. Ken is 0 for 1. And there's a ground ball base hit in the right. So Harvey will hold at first, and Wakefield tries to compose himself as he digs a hole in the mound. Santiago the batter. Benny is 0 for 1. Here's a ground ball to third. Miller throws it to second to retire the side. But the Kansas City Royals tie it up on a solo shot. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. After 3.5, the Royals won, the Red Sox won. It'll be David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, and Kevin Millar here to bat off of Jeremy Affeldt here in the 4th. Large Father is 0 for 1. The pitch popped up right side. Harvey moves over and makes the catch. There's a little bit of foul territory there. I mean, this is from the background is from the game High Heat, I believe, one of the versions. And so I believe the foul territory is just a touch exaggerated, but you can make the catch out there. Manny Ramirez struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. It's a line drive, base hit up the middle. So a single for Manny, the 2nd hit tonight for Boston. And that'll bring up Kevin Millar, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Affeldt is ready. Here's the pitch. He goes down again, a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Curveball. That'll bring up Kapler, who's 0 for 1. Kansas City, a run on 4 hits so far. No errors. They've stranded 4. Boston, a run on 2 hits, no errors, and they've stranded 1. Pitch to Kapler. Line drive left field. And that'll fall for a base hit. Stairs will throw it in. Manny Ramirez stops at second. Kapler is on first. And that'll bring up Mirabelli, who homered in the 3rd. He's 1 for 1 in a 1-1 game. Pitch from Affeldt. Ground ball to third. Randa only can eat it. Can't get it out of his glove, and the Red Sox have loaded the bases on the air. And that'll bring up Bill Miller. Bill, who has been due for most of the year, is 0 for 1. The pitch. And he draws a walk. Ramirez scores on the RBI walk. And that'll bring up Pokey Reese. The Red Sox now lead at 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Pokey is 0 for 1. Appler on third. Mirabelli on second. Miller on first. And Affeldt struggling here in the fourth. Here's the pitch. That gets away from Santiago. It's a wild pitch. So Kapler will score. Mirabelli moves to third. Miller moves up to second. And it's now a 2-2 count to Pokey Reese as the Red Sox now lead at 3-1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball base hit into third. Mirabelli scores. Miller scores. And the Red Sox have popped this one open 5-1. So Pokey Reese now is on first. Johnny Damon, who is 0 for 1 with a walk at the plate. Affeldt, 83 pitches in. The lease is getting awful short. Here's the pitch. Damon strikes out. Strike 3 called on a 1-2 pitch, but not before the Red Sox get 4 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. We've played 4. It's Boston 5, Kansas City 1. And as we call up the in-game box score, you can see Affeldt, the error by Randa really hurt because only 1 of those 5 runs were earned. All 4 in that fourth were unearned runs. So it'll be Desi Relaford, Angel Baroja, and Carlos Beltran here for Kansas City in the 5th. Wakefield sitting on a 5-1 lead. Relaford 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Got him! Knuckler on the inside corner dances for strike 3. So that's 3 for Tim. Full count was the count that time. And I'll bring up Baroja, who's singled 1 for 2. And he, was lined up the middle. It hit the mound. Bellhorn had it, but the throw was late. There was no visual on that, so that made it tough. So it's a single off the mound. Let's recreate. Here it's a pitch to Baroja. Oop, that hits the mound. Here comes Bellhorn. Throw to first, not in time. There. Now you've had the proper call of that hit. Here's Carlos Beltran. He has struck out and singled. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to right. Kapler's there. 2 out. So Baroja holds it first. Mike swinging the batter. Mike is 0 for 1 with a walk. 5-1 Boston, top the 5th. 2 out. The pitch. There goes Baroja. And Baroja has the base stolen. That's the 3rd one of the year. Mirabelli just kind of ate it. And that was probably the smart thing. So it's an 0-1 count to Sweeney. Here's the pitch. Line drive, deep to right. Back goes Kapler, who makes the catch to retire the side. Halfway home in the back bay. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Boston 5, Kansas City 1. Tonight, late night. Don't forget to watch the Craig Ferguson Show. I had something picked out for this, and I completely forgot what it was going to be. Join as the best musical and guests and movie stars from Hollywood visit. Oh, yeah, okay, we'll do, let's go with Bill Cosby and Tina Fey tonight on the Craig Ferguson Show after your late local news on the Dumont Television Network. I had one. I had a good one. It wasn't that. Here's Mark Bellhorn, followed by David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez here in the bottom of the 5th. This probably will be the last inning for Affeldt. He's at 87 pitches through 4 of his expected 100. Bellhorn 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Here's the pitch. Bellhorn 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Strike 3, call on a 1-2 pitch. For the month of May, he's hitting 174. Red Sox bats are awful slow right now. David Ortiz 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And that plunked him. Ortiz doesn't like it. Hit him in the midsection, and he just kind of glares down at Affeldt as he takes his base, and they'll bring up Manny Ramirez. Manny 1 for 2. He has singled and scored and struck out. Here's the pitch. And that's a walk. So that will do it. Sean Camp will come in to pitch. David Ortiz on second. Manny Ramirez on first. Bottom of the fifth, 5-1 Boston. Sean Camp takes the hill with an 8.25 ERA. His pitch is better than that in real life. He has a 1-1 record with 1 save. In 12 innings, he's allowed 18 hits, 5 home runs. That will pump up the ERA, won't it? He has walked 2 and struck out 8 and will face Kevin Millar here with 1 out. Millar is at 233, 3 homers, and 11 RBI. And if I read the right column, I would tell you he's over 2 with 2 strikeouts. And he draws the walk. So the bases are loaded for Kaffler. Gabe is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Bases are full of Sox. Ortiz on third, Ramirez on second, Millar on first. The pitch from Camp. Ground ball to short. Baroja throws it to second for 1. Over to Harvey. They turn it. A double play, and that retires the side. No runs. I believe 1 hit. And a couple stranded after 5 full. It's Boston 5, Kansas City 1. Now that's the kind of summer that gets you inducted into Cooperstown, let me tell you. Juan Gonzalez, Matt Stairs, and Joe Randa to face Timmy Wakefield here in the 6th through 5. Timmy's throwing 76 pitches, 5 hits, 1 run. The home run by Randa. He has walked 2 and struck out 3. Gonzalez is 0 for 2. Pitch to Gonzalez is a pop-up. Millar moves in, Kaffler moves in, Millar makes the catch, and that's 1 out. Matt Stairs, the batter. Matt has struck out and walked. He's 0 for 1. Timmy's pitch. There's a strikeout. 2-2 Knuckler on the corner, and that's strike 3. So that's 4 for Wakefield. 2 out for Randa, who homered in the 4th in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2. And he gets hit. Oh, boy. Oh, doctor. There were some looks exchanged there. Timmy's already been thrown out on 1 game, his last start, for arguing balls and strikes. So I believe we're even now. And, there's some people up on both the steps, dugout steps. Here's Ken Harvey. He's 1 for 2 with a single. 5-1 Boston, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball to short. Second. Here's Bellhorn. He flips it over to Millar, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 5.5 at the Fens. It's Boston 5, Kansas City 1. Well, the temperature's dipped to 55 degrees. The wind is blowing in from center at 20 miles an hour. Those of you around home plate are nicked in with an extra beer or cup of coffee, or the clam chowder. Always a good choice. Here's Doug Mirabelli. Doug is 1 for 2. He hit the solo homer in the 3rd for the first run of the ball game, and he scored as part of that 4-run 4th. So he has 2 runs. Miller and Reese to follow. Pitch from Camp. Got him. Full count. Swung on and missed strike 3. So Camp could go 50 pitches. He's thrown 19. Bill Miller, the batter. Billy's 0 for 1. He walked and scored. Oh, he drove the lock with the bases loaded. So he has an RBI. He's 11th of the year. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball to short. Burrow throws it over. 2 out. Pokey Reese, the batter. Pokey is 1 for 2. He had a 2-run single in the 4th. That was the big hit. Gives him now 9 RBI on the year. Here's the pitch. Grounder to short. Burrow throws it over, and the sign goes down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 6. It's Boston 5, Kansas City 1. So Wakefield gets the fatigue warning as we start the 7th inning. Through 92 pitches, he's still 6 innings, 5 hits. The run, it was earned, a home run by Randa. He has walked 2 and struck out 4, and he's about to finish his 3rd trip through the lineup with Santiago and Relaford, with Baroja to follow. Santiago is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Popped up, short left. Manny comes in, 1 out. They'll take that, and if Wakefield can squeak through this inning, Terry Francona will take that in a heartbeat. Relaford is 0 for 2. Desi has struck out. Here's the pitch. Line drive into right. Damon's there, 2 out. So a breezy 7th so far for Tim. I've jinxed him, yes, I know. Here's Baroja. Baroja 2 for 3, singled twice, including that bunt single in the 3rd, which caught me off guard, and the line drive single off the mound his last time up. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to first. Millar takes it himself to retire to the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Stretch time on the back bay. It's Boston 5, Kansas City 1. Johnny Damon is 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out. Bellhorn and Ortiz to follow. 5-1, bottom of the 7th. Sean Camp on the hill delivers. Ground ball to Baroa. Throws it over to Harvey, and there's one out. Camp, about halfway through his pitch count, has thrown 2 very good innings for the Royals. Bellhorn, the batter, Mark is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Here's the pitch, and there's a line drive right to Gonzalez and right. 2 out. He hit that one on a bullet right into the waiting glove of Wangan. So 2 out for Ortiz. David is 0 for 2 and was hit his last time up. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball, base hit into the hole by third. So a single for Ortiz, his first hit of the night. And then we'll bring up Manny Ramirez, who's 1 for 2 with a single. A walk, a strikeout, and a run scored. Camp delivers. Here's a fly ball to left. Stairs is there to retire to the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We played 7. It's Boston 5, Kansas City 1. So Wakefield will get a base runner here, I think. He's at 104 pitches. Beltran, Sweeney, and Gonzalez. Beltran is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Pitch from Tim is ball 4. So 3-1 knuckler low and away, and that'll bring up Mike Sweeney, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch from Wakefield. There's a ground ball to the mound, and Wakefield does get the force. He does get the force. So he flipped it over to Bellhorn covering, but Bellhorn could not throw it to first. So it's 1-4 on the fielder's choice, and that'll do it for Wakefield. A nice night for him, 7 1/3 innings. While I make a pitching change, you just kind of watch those numbers. Right, so it's righty, lefty, righty. We're going to go with Scott Williamson, who we lose to an injury sooner than we would like. Has an 0.96 ERA, 0-1 the record, 9 innings, 4 hits. He has walked 1 and struck out 11. Sweeney on first. 1 out here in the 8th. Gonzalez up. He's 0 for 3. With Matt Stairs on deck, is 0 for 2. We throw the pickoff, and Sweeney's back in time. Here's the pitch. Gonzalez goes down in at the knees on a 1-2 pitch for strike 3. So 1 out, or 2 out, for Stairs, who has struck out twice and walked 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short, second. Bellhorn flips it over to Reese to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 7.5, it's Boston 5, Kansas City 1. So Camp is out to start the 8th. 2 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs. No home runs, obviously. Walked 1 and struck out 1 through 38 pitches. Affeldt would be the loser for KC. Wakefield in line for the win for the Red Sox. Millar, Kapler, and Mirabelli. Millar 0 for 2. He has struck out twice and walked. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to deep left. Back goes Stairs. He'll turn and watch it go. A home run for Millar, and the Red Sox go up 6-1. And the Commodore 64 gets a little more thought time and says that one went 322 for Millar's 4th of the year. Here's Kapler. Game is 1 for 3. Singled and scored. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball. Base hit right side. So Camp's tank is hit knee. Kapler is on first with a single. And the Red Sox now have their 7th hit. Here's Mirabelli. Doug had the other home run for Boston in the 3rd. 1 for 3. Scored twice and struck out. 1 run on 5 hits and 1 error for Kansas City. And let me tell you, that error by Joe Rando was costly. That was 4 unearned runs. They've stranded 7. The Sox at 6 runs, 7 hits so far, no errors, and 5 runners stranded. Pitch to Mirabelli. Got him. 1-2 pitch, strike 3 called. So they'll bring in Nate Field to pitch. Field has a 1.26 ERA. He has a record of 1-0 with 1 save. In 14 innings, he's allowed 8 hits. He has allowed 2 homers, walked 3 and struck out 7 with a 1.26 ERA. Here's Bill Miller. Bill is 0 for 2. He has walked, scored, and driven in a run. Here's the pitch. Miller hits this one in the left. That goes stairs for the out. Kaffler goes back to first, 2 out. Pokey Reese, the batter. Pokey 1 for 3. 2-run single on the 4th. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball base hit. In the left, Kaffler moves over to third. Pokey holds it first, and that'll bring up Johnny Damon, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a walk. Pitch. Damon draws the walk, and they're loaded again, this time for Bellhorn, who's 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. So the Sox lead at 6-1 over the Royals, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. He draws a walk. Kaffler will score, and it's 7-1 Boston. Here's David Ortiz, who's 1 for 3. The pitch. Here's a line drive to center. Beltran is there deep to retire the side. Not before the Red Sox score 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. We've played 8. It's Boston 7, Kansas City 1. So Williamson will start the inning with 10 pitches. He'll face Randa, Harvey, and Santiago. Randa has the lone Kansas City run. He had a solo shot in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Also was hit by a pitch. This time he strikes out. A full count fastball on the corner, strike 3. So that's 2 for Williamson. Here's Ken Harvey. Ken is 1 for 3. He is singled. And David DeJesus will be the pinch hitter. DeJesus, in 25 at-bats, is hitting .360. That's 9 for 25. He has no homers and 3 RBI. Williamson will stay in. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch. He strikes out. 1-2 pitch, strike 3 call. So Williamson cruising along. He's struck out 3 of his 4 outs. The last chances for Benny Santiago. He is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Grounds it foul. 0-2 the count. Fenway is up as 1. Here's the pitch. He got him. He retired the side. Swung on and missed strike 3. The Red Sox win the opener 7-1. The totals right now. Well, a good one for the Sox. They pull this one off 7-1. Here's how he got there. Kansas City, who now slips to 13-14 on the year, scored a solo run in the 4th, a shot by Joe Randa. That was it. 1 run on 5 hits and 1 error for Kansas City. Randa's error was huge because it led to a 4-run 4th for Boston. The Sox, who I believe are still tied with the Yankees for first place now at 17-12, scored 1 run in the 3rd off the homer by Doug Mirabelli, 4 in the 4th, and 2 in the 8th, including the home run, a solo shot by Kevin Millar. 7 runs for the Sox, 8 hits, and no errors. The starters, Jeremy Affeldt takes the loss. He drops to 1-3 on the year. In 4 1/3 innings, he allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, only 1 earned. That being the homer by Mirabelli in the 3rd. He walked 3 and struck out 6. Camp threw very good relief for 2 innings and then kind of struggled his last way through it. And Field gets the cleanup and couldn't find the strike zone. Tim Wakefield picks up his 2nd win of the year. He goes to 2-2. 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, a run it was earned. The home run to Randa in the top of the 4th. He walked 3 and struck out 4 through 114 pitches. And Scott Williamson comes in to close it out with an inning and 2/3, and he struck out 4 as well. The Sox pitching gets better and better all the time. Tim Wakefield gets the Commodore VIC-20 player of the game. The computer is so easy and so awesome, even your dog can use it. The Commodore VIC-20, William Shatner would approve. Time of the game, 3 hours and 31 minutes. It was a nice, crisp night here in Boston. The wind got to 20 before it was all said and done. So that's the opener of this 3-game set. Join us the next time for, I believe, day baseball from Fenway Park. I'm Ron Juckett. Till then, we'll talk to you the next time.